got him. He was totally awesome. He folded like a piece of cake. Solomon says, "Good. That's what I pay you for. Please bring him back to me. He will be disciplined fully. Can he hear me?" And he says, "He should be." And he says, "Odysseus, your dad."
What's up, Pops?
And he says, "Do you see what happens when you disobey me?"
Yep. What do you want from me anyways? We were trying to get you seeds, and we're gonna take them to your combs to go help it out.
We do not need to help Yakomst. We need to conquer Yakomst. We need your loyalty, and your pure disobedience is example of exactly opposite of that. How are we supposed to take this world over as our own and usher the new reign of Cain when you will not follow simple instructions?
I found some pretty strong party members. I think they'd be able to help.
What makes you think they will be loyal to the cause when you do not even listen to me?
We're loyal to each other.
But you're not loyal to me. Welcome to Rolling Deep. Our Poseidon's Ribcage party is finding themselves in a little bit of a tickle here. But first, if you're with us today and you haven't subscribed, please do. It'll help our channel grow and we can keep bringing you guys new videos. We left off with a very drowsy Odysseus as the party continued their trek through the basin in order to reach the summit of the 2 million step mountain. Odysseus, what are you dreaming of as you pass from standing, walking, marching into slumber?
You know, I'm in a pool, back at the castle. Pool's filled with wine, and I'm just counting dollar bills. Or should I say gold pieces.
There you go. Just an absolutely restful time for Odysseus. You kind of fall asleep. Koyori is the only one behind you. She immediately notices that you stumbled. The rest of the party continue to trek on for a couple feet. Can you guys all roll me a quick perception check? You hear Koyori yell, "Odysseus!" and then suddenly the ground between you guys starts to shake and rumble as across this 60-foot space you see two giant walls of stone, each about 10 feet tall, start to rise as your companions are no longer in your sight.
So I'm with Koyori?
I'm talking about you guys. Can no longer see your partner.
And
You have a 10.
13, 15, 19.
11. And is it just me or me and Koyori?
You, Koyori, and Muck are on one side of this giant stone wall that has seemingly appeared out of random. Jean immediately surveys the area. She notices a large stone outcrop in front of this giant crevasse, which is just also loaded with bubbles, many feet across, very large, varying in sizes, coming straight out of this giant crevasse. With a 19, she also notices a couple rickety bridges that seemingly will provide passage across. You also spot a little boulette, kind of like a armadillo-type creature, and his mate just kind of munching grass on the other side. From there, I need someone to please roll me. Who am I going to do this to? Please roll me a Constitution saving throw. Get some money.
Oh no, okay. Ooh. Whew. That is.
And then please tell me your armor class as well. Yeah, keep it a little bit of a secret, Gene. Don't be peeking at my screen.
No, it's just barely. I can see half of it.
A 25 for your con save. Awesome.
I got lucky on that one.
You turn to kind of look at the commotion, and as you turn, you scan the quick forest, the little bit of trees and foliage that are nearby, and you see a firebolt hit you right in the face for 10 damage. The embers fall to the ground as you are not inflicted with burning damage. However, you are smacked, and then it is immediately your turn. What would you like to do?
Fucking asshole! That's it. No. Just kidding. I want to continue surveying, see where that just came from.
Easy. You know that came from roughly 30 feet away, somewhere within the trees. You do not see the figure that had cast that spell.
Okay, I am going to ready my axe and javelin, one in each hand.
Absolutely. You do see that there is maybe a tree or such that you can possibly get behind cover on your side as well as the bridges and such are on the majority of the party's side.
Do I have a good enough idea of where this firebolt came from to throw my javelin and try and stab whatever just did this?
Yeah, roll disadvantage.
Do I know if it was the armadillo, like, because my perception check was so high?
You think the
Like,
Uletes are mindfully just munching on grass.
What are they called?
Uletes.
How do you spell that?
B-U-L-E-T-T-E.
Alright.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't those armadillos over there.
12.
That you apparently don't see.
The big round
Well.
ones.
Will actually hit. Please roll for damage.
D20 for damage?
Nope.
That's a D.
I think it's a D8 for javelin.
Oh, okay.
Gitsamani is readying, just kind of tracking where the hurling firebolt came from, and she whirls. She hears a ah somewhere without being revealed. Damage being done.
5.
Sounds great. Awesome. With that, the first figure kind of appears standing, kind of like approaching actually from the woods. You have no idea. I guess Koyori does not understand who this is. You guys do not see this figure on the other side.
Am I still asleep?
Yes, you are. He approaches, uses all his movement to get to your body. This is a tall, demanding figure. You think this is a very, very thick, kind of red beard, white kind of male. He reaches down and grabs Ludicius and throws him over his shoulder. Summer, it's your turn.
So we don't know anything that's going on over there.
You have no sense of what's happening.
No idea.
You hear maybe the rattling of Ludicius's armor, but
Do I see that someone threw fire at Get Some Money?
absolutely, you know
Okay.
your buddy just got whacked in the face.
I would like to use my Firebolt spell, which is you can hurl a mode of fire at a creature object within range, which is 120 feet.
Awesome.
On the hit, the target will take 2d10 damage since I'm
Absolutely.
five.
Please roll a hit, but with disadvantage because you don't know exactly where this figure is standing.
Do I have to take the lowest one?
Yep, take the smaller guy.
13.
Oh, wow, okay. Please roll
Wait.
2d10.
Does she get dex too?
No. It would be your spellcasting modifier, but that hits either way. Please roll it for damage.
What's a spellcasting modifier?
I believe for a wizard's intelligence.
3.
You rolled it twice?
Wait, no, this isn't my 10. My 10.
It's Summer's first major battle after being
The one
born.
with the 0 on it.
Still wrangling her powers. She's rearing up, kind of growing the firebolt, scanning the horizon.
8.
You hear, God damn it, as the fireball goes exactly where the javelin had hit, kind of clearing the way for a brush. You guys see a darker male with long hair. You see that these hair, I'm going to say down to roughly past his shoulders, kind of like clear the way. He looks very kind of angry and upset about everything here. Brunor.
Alright, so using my helm's powers, I'm going to jump over this wall, and as I do that, I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave wherever I land.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'm gonna try to land on whatever bad guy I see. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
Control on that.
Is that jump an action though?
Oh. Good point. I'm not gonna do that. So how far away am I from getting to the other side of this wall?
It's a 10-foot wall. You probably are about 30 feet away from where you know your comrades are.
Okay. Can I walk around it?
No. This spans like from forest to forest wall.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm going to cast. No. I'm gonna go starry form, and I'm still gonna jump. 'Cause
Okay.
Starry form is like bonus action or whatever.
Where are you going to land?
I'm gonna land where I last saw Ludicius and Muck.
Awesome. You land right next to Koyori and Muck, as well as seeing this tall human with Ludicius slung over his shoulder. Do you say anything to him?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, my friend?
He says, your friend doesn't listen. His dad needs him back home.
And I said, well, I need him here. And then I do nothing.
Jean, how do you follow up? You hear the words spoken from Ludicius and the man as well. So you guys are now aware of the other figure, by the way.
And I'm still asleep.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I want to take out my crossbow after seeing all that because I want him to stay with us as well. So, I take out my crossbow and I want to shoot him in the arm or something, or like the shoulder, so maybe he'll like drop him.
You definitely are behind a stone wall.
Oh. I thought we could see
Oh,
him.
we just heard it.
You heard him. I'm sorry if I said see. You
Oh.
heard him. You know of his existence now. Yeah, exactly.
Wait.
Odysseus just passed out.
You could shout to Koyori or something.
You do know that there's been kind of
Confused.
like another guy throwing fire at you guys.
But wait, I just heard what he said?
Yeah.
The guy? But you can't see him either?
No, he can
I
see
jumped
him.
over
He
the
jumped over the wall.
Gotcha. Missed that. Okay, never mind all that. And I'll say, what's going on over there to you? You like shout it.
I'm gonna be like, they're kidnapping our friend.
Okay, and then can I take out my magic axe and toss it over and like just not try to go for anything essential?
Yeah, roll me
soft hit.
that'll work. Roll me an attack roll with disadvantage, please.
Yeah, disadvantage.
I forgot you had that helm.
3 and 10. 3.
A 3 is not gonna do it as your axe clanks to the ground a little bit behind Muck, roughly like 15 feet behind Muck. So it is just about 45 feet away from you.
Well, doesn't it come back to me? That's the magic of it.
There it comes back, a little bit behind Muck guy. And it comes back to your hand, no blood or any sort of indication of damage done.
Okay.
You still have your movement and bonus action.
Okay. So I just want to move and get closer to get some money and just like see what's going on with her.
Absolutely.
But I can't.
You kind of
can't do
slide, you
more
kind of go in like a
actions, yeah.
back-to-back type of thing. You have your crossbow and your axe. She has her great axe readied, looking great. Ludicius, what are you dreaming of now?
You know, stuff started to tumble. I fell out of the bathtub, so I kind of recognized the voice. So now I'm just dreaming about my past back at the kingdom.
Absolutely. To key in on that a little bit, can you please roll me a history check with advantage?
History. 19.
Oh, awesome. In your dream, you know, you're kind of fell out of the bathtub and you hear a knocking on the door in your castle and you hear, "Get up! Your dad's gonna be mad at you." As you know, let's see, Wounded Birch, I'm sorry. One of your dad's higher scholars is trying to like wake you up and get you out of there. You know, get you out of the bath to go back to some sort of lesson that you were learning. You know, this is a deep memory that you're trying to like basically reliving in your dream here. All right, awesome. From there, I get to do some stuff. Koyori. Ooh, is going to take a little bit of damage.
How much health does she have?
She's 35.
Okay.
But not anymore, as she's hit for 11 damage. As another firebolt's coming from the other side, same entrance place that I guess you didn't notice, but Koyori did notice. Wounded Britch kind of walk out from. Another firebolt smacks her. She's a little bit distracted and really hits her in the side of the face. Very hurt, very hurt. And then another. You hear, "Enough games." And on the left side of the stone wall, you guys hear as you see a head, 2 feet wide, appear and kind of approach you guys. This beast, roll me a quick perception check.
21.
21.
9. 16.
Okay. The 16 is good enough. You know from your times on Poseidon's ribcage that this Behir is coming out. This is a 6-footed reptilian beast with a very long and very dangerous tail.
Yeah, they definitely eat mice.
Absolutely. Scanning up and down, this beast looks very, very hungry.
Wait, how tall is he? She? They?
They, you know what, I can give you an exact answer. As they stand, whoa, it's a huge monstrosity, so it stands roughly 20 feet tall. As the rest of its body follows, you guys only see about the front half as you see 3 legs kind of poke out as it's approaching you guys.
He's got
With this
nothing
movement.
on the rubber eyes.
Koyori is befuddled. She doesn't know what's happening. Immediately, she's going to react and try to help Ludicius, who has actually been quite a friend to her. She's going to run up and try to attempt to break the grapple. However, instead, she's going to dive and miss and grab and tackle Brunor to the ground. You guys are now both prone. Muck, seeing the danger, realizes that Ludicius is a friend as well, is going to spit, and the spit is going to smack you right in the face with such velocity and force that you are now shaken awake. The smell of your hometown, your homeland fills your nose. You know, you're very reminiscent, you know, of home. You have actually good feelings momentarily before you realize that you were being, you know, straddled over someone's shoulder. This Behir is going to approach Gitsamani.
With the big guy or the one that threw fire at me?
The big guy is going to.
Huh.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
Awesome. It's going to swing its giant tail, you know, because it approaches you guys. It's now roughly 10 feet away from the left side. It's going to kind of reach out and grab, and you just nimbly dodge out of the way. Very angry, it's going to take a second and use one of its large feet to kind of like append you. And this one will hit, unfortunately.
Is it above a 16?
Yes, it is.
Damn it.
For 7 damage, as you are kind of like smacked by one of its very thick arms. You know, as you get a close up, it doesn't necessarily have. Actually, it does have very like sticky kind of fingers, as it kind of like rips off a bunch of your faux fur that you have on.
Don't like that.
No. All right. Get some on. It's your thing. If you don't like it, change it.
Alright. Am I
You are back on the ground. You had just kind of got the wind knocked out of you as you took a bunch of damage.
Alright, my axe is still ready. I'm gonna start raging.
Please do. How does that sound?
How does what sound?
How does you entering your rage sound?
Ah!
Alright, alright.
That was really loud.
The yell pierces
Scream.
pierces everywhere. The forest behind you guys, you can see birds woo, flock up as Kitsamani's rage is apparent.
I am going to take my axe and how close am I to its foot now that it has made contact with me?
It's within 5 feet of you. Like the whole beast, essentially. It is a very large beast. It takes roughly
What is its bodily circumference?
it's a huge monstrosity.
Like how thick is this? Is its waist?
Roughly 3 of you wide. 3 of Ludicius, I guess. He's very, very thick boy.
I'm gonna aim low for what I perceive is the groin-ish area and try and make some real slicing damage and get it to bleed.
Okay, cool. Please roll the hit.
That is strength.
Yes. Add your strength and proficiency.
And 22.
Absolutely, that'll hit.
Yeah. Wait, 24, sorry.
Yeah, that'll hit. No, just kidding. That one doesn't. No.
Yeah, from 22 to 24.
Don't blame me like that. 24 hits.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna take my axe and I am assuming I'm close enough to its lower belly area and I'm just gonna take a clean swipe and just go
Absolutely. Please roll for damage, eh? I think that's a D12, and then add your strength modifier.
9.
Awesome. You take your biggest whack, and your axe kind of bounces off the scales as this beast isn't damn near unfazed.
What?
Awesome.
I'm just in shock.
Rich is going to take his action to dash and is going to rush past, seemingly escaping into the forest. He will. Brunor, you get an attack of opportunity.
Alright. Can I do that when I'm prone?
Oh, I forgot about that. In that case, only Muck gets an attack on him.
Go Muck!
Muck manages to get a quick little tail whap in it on him as he runs past. He does not. Let me see here. Nope, he does not drop Ludicius as he takes damage. But you notice, Ludicius, you notice that the physical damage, as he gets taken, kind of like you see a magical ward kind of like appear as like the physicalness kind of hits him and bounces off. As he is near unfazed by this attack.
Okay.
Sorry. Lovely summer. What
So-
would you like to do?
So can I like not do anything?
It's not your turn yet.
I would like to fly over where all the action's going on and use my magic missile on this man who's running away.
Absolutely. You flutter right, I'm guessing, to the top of the stone wall, so you got kind of a vantage point on both sides. Awesome. Please roll to hit. Roll your d20 and add your intelligence modifier and your proficiency bonus.
20.
That will absolutely hit. Please roll for damage.
+1 force, it's 2.
Are you sure I don't get to roll it twice because of your level?
Oh yeah, never mind.
I'm helping you guys out here.
far. 7.
7 damage. Awesome. You see Ludicius, even though you guys have had your tussles back and forth, you realize his value as a party member. You think, might as well save this bitch ass. You see 3 little bolts kind of go and hit. And this time you don't notice this little ward as he's kind of hitting the back. And he's damaged. However, does not drop you.
This guy's strong.
Your dad picks some strong dudes.
Yeah, okay.
You notice that actually does kind of sting like him very much. You just hear him kind of breathing a little bit heavy, like struggling, kind of now holding on to you. You know, it's much more of a challenge. Ruinor.
Okay. So is it an action to like get up?
Technically, I think it is. Or no, it's actually half your movement speed to get up.
Half my movement speed? Okay. Then I'm just gonna get up and be like, Koyori, what the heck are you doing?
Throw Koyori off.
And then
I'm sorry.
And then I'm going to conjure a swan constellation, Cygnus, and also bring back Ursa Major. And I'm gonna tell them, take care of that lizard thing. And then, since I have my Archer Starry form, I'm gonna take a shot at the guy, the red-haired guy.
Awesome. Would you like to damage him or try to get him to drop, Ludicius?
Drop.
Please roll a hit. And then you're summoning your animals on the other side of the stone wall to help with the large beast.
I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have the bear help me and the eagle attack the lizard thing.
Sounds good.
Wait, that's not a D20.
That's my bear noise. I've been working on it.
Juicy.
Okay, that's gonna be 23.
To hit?
Yep.
Absolutely. How exactly does this
So-
projectile work?
Basically, as I'm standing up, I conjure the constellations to help me, and then the bow on my chest, I kind of like pull it out, and I shoot a like starry arrow at that guy for 4 damage.
Absolutely. It hits him right in his weak spot here as it causes him to flinch, and Ludicius rolls to the ground, now prone, as you're laying with a thud. However, he's dropped. You hear a fuck really loud, and he's like, I'm gonna make some real good shit out of your bones when I'm done with you. As he turns and points, spit flying off, getting stuck in his mustache and his beard as he kind of almost is frothing with anger.
I just say, they're all organic.
Awesome, then I think you get to move with your beast.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have the bear attack him.
Please.
And sorry, I noticed I had 4 people, but it's lit. Okay. So, does 14 hit?
Let me see. A 14 will not hit.
Well then, my bear's gonna just like charge at him and get in his proximity.
Absolutely, your bear it makes the ground rumble as he runs. He doesn't necessarily attack like you wanted him to. He just really like loud in his face, spitting back, with the same intensity that he did. And it's a little bit of a height difference, but it's scary as shit. Awesome, Gene. What would you like to do?
I also giant eagle.
Oh, what about your eagle? Let's
Giant swan. Sorry.
let's see what your swan does.
Okay, so he's gonna go attack the Ramir or whatever, and does a 11 hit?
11 does not hit.
And he's gonna swoop in and like caw in his face.
Yeah, this bird swoops down, and he like tries to take a slice of, and essentially bounces off the scales as these seem to be very impenetrable in that sort of sense. Gene, it is now your turn.
Yes. Well, this guy's really close to me, and I'm just trying to decide if I fight or if I flight. Get the heck out of there. But I want to use my poison shield.
You throwing on your poison shield and a.
Yes.
Okay. For brevity, I'll say it's a bonus action. But just keep going.
Okay. But I don't know all the specifics of that. I don't know where to find it.
Basically, you get a +2 to your AC, and if you shield bash somebody, it inflicts poison.
Okay.
Side note, at the moment, since I'm raging, I can't be poisoned, so I'm fine if you do it in my
Okay.
proximity.
Okay.
Awesome.
So yeah, I want to do that, and then can I run up and bump him? Well, I can't really
Sure.
reach him, but a leg. I
Yeah,
guess.
you want to just go up and rub your kind of mushroom shield
Yeah.
on his leg.
Can I? Is he like looking right at me, or can I like
He's focused
stealth?
on get
can
some
I?
money.
Can I do it kind of like stealthily, like he doesn't see me?
You can
run underneath him.
You can use your action here to flank him, and I'll give you advantage on your next attack if he doesn't notice you.
Okay.
Sounds good. So you sneakily use your movement to get around him. You kept within his distance, so he's not going to get an attack of opportunity on you as you crouch, very nimbly, hidden behind your shield behind him, ready to
Okay.
pounce.
Cool.
Ludicius, laying on the ground,
Yeah,
rudely,
maybe.
rudely awaken. What would you like to do here? As you see one of your father's scholars here? What? How did he find you on this mountain?
Right. I would like to roll for an insight check to figure out what I know about this guy.
You don't even have to know. You know quite a bit about him. You know that he's like one of the higher ranking members of your father's kind of sort of research team. You know that the research team has a large, he basically dispatches a group of very loyal soldiers and stuff that he disguises as research out to do his kind of bidding. So you understand this man is very powerful. Roll me an insight check real quick, actually, just for something else. With an 18, you see that he's wearing one of your father's crafted amulets of ward. You know that he's not going to be taking any melee damage right now.
Interesting. So
The party does not know that. Odysseus
do
does.
I know if this monster is with him?
You know that your father has been experimenting with trapping large and magical beasts inside smaller objects and such, and and attempting to break their free will, so to speak, to work for him and do his bidding. So you can probably assume this monster was, brought forth by the House of Cain.
Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna grab my axe. I want to just slam it down in front of the bear and this guy, and then just yell, "Enough!" Alright, because I want to know why the hell he's here and why the hell he's attacking my people. So I look at, what's his name?
Wounded Britch, but you just call him Britch.
Rich. And I say, "Why are you here? Who sent you?"
He said, your dad's been trying to get you to go to Yakomst for fucking weeks. You have a job to do. You're getting fired, buddy.
What, he's gonna fire me from being prince? I don't think he can do that.
Oh yeah, let's see him take away your gold.
I got enough.
That's all you're really able to say in your turn here.
Damn, what?
I mean, well, technically, like in the rules, you're only allowed to do like 2 shouts per thing. But what else do you want to say?
Can you call off your frickin' beast so we can talk?
Roll me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Actually, 5.
He said, yeah, right, and deal with your dad mad? No fucking way. Now get over here. And then with that, you I guess you use your action to kind of like try to stop him a little bit, but I think you have multi-attack, so do you want to get one thing in on him or something?
No. That's it.
Awesome. Damn, he's trying to take the diplomatic approach and it doesn't work.
No.
For the first time appearing, you guys see on a smoke cloud standing right across from Summer, just a couple feet. One of these mages appear. You see, it's another dark-skinned, kind of loosey guy. You guys assume to be with Wounded Rich. As he surveys the land, looks around, sees that Ludicius is now awake, and this is not going to be good for him. Just for all of them. So he's going to wind up and see the prone Koyori and going to take a... Awesome. This is not good. As he winds up another firebolt and smacks Koyori for another 6 damage. As she is now like on the ground, getting burnt. Muck very alert as she sees that her partner, his lifeblood just being decimated. Koyori is now at 18 HP. Now the Bahir is going to see Gitsamani and is really upset that he wasn't able to get you within his grasp, so he's going to absolutely try again. And he's going to grab you by his tail and squeeze you nice and tight as your battle axe is like closed in on your side, basically pressing on your face, unable to move. Oh, good lord. I'm so sorry about this. It's 11 plus 6, 17, half that, and that's how much damage you take. He kind of picks you up and looks at you and just kind of like does a little and licks across your face. It's very rough and rips kind of at your pores.
Can I ask him if he kisses his mama with that mouth?
He does not understand common. Koyori is going to take her movement to get up. And she's feeling hurt, and she feels kind of, I don't know, she has Brunor and Ludicius kind of up the thing. She says, what should I do?
Fall back.
She uses her movement to run across, reaching the edge of the other forest, and you see her kind of like grab like a tree trunk, kind of surveying the rest of the land, watching the fight kind of go up. And Muck follows as well. Get some money. What would you like to do?
So I am wrapped in the snake man's tail.
Mm-hmm.
So like sitting like this.
Yeah, you're really tight.
Alright. I am going to take a dagger from my shoulder thing that's been hiding under my cloak. I've got one on each side. I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
Sure, let's make it relevant when it's important.
I don't know. Never came up. Gonna take a dagger and just try and go.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
Wait. No, I lied. That's dumb. Am I strong enough to break this hold?
You're strong enough to try.
Alright. I'll give it a shot.
Awesome. Roll me a d20. You're gonna have your strength bonus as well.
Alright. That is a 22.
That'll do. As you, how do you want to do it? Do you want to continue with your little stabby thing?
I want to keep my axe in one hand and keep the dagger in the other and break free and just go. And when I do, dagger hand, just try and slice as much as I can.
Awesome. You do it, and your dagger bounces off his scales as he takes no damage,
Oh.
because that's not how that works.
Disappointing.
Sounded cool.
It did sound really cool. As you do a solid front flip as you land, because now flipping is kind of Gitsamani's thing. She's figuring out her acrobatic skill on this mountain. You land a little wobbly, your axe in one hand and your dagger in another. You still have your movement.
Do I see any weak points to his impenetrable scales?
Roll me an insight check.
That is an 18.
Yeah, okay. With an insight check, you guys think this is the strongest beast you guys have encountered so far. You think that under the circumstances, there's not much you guys can do.
Absolutely nothing?
You see this raging behemoth just like octupling your size, basically, you know, in front of you. Your attacks so far have been nothing, as your axe didn't do anything essentially to him originally.
Wow.
Even through your rage, Gitsamani is feeling a little worried, looking at the impending doom ahead of her.
I'm gonna take the mystery drink that we picked up in the hull of the ship, and I'm going to splash it towards its face.
Okay. You can't do that because use your action to break the grapple.
Damn it. Well, alright. I'm gonna start running in circles around it. That's a movement.
Just woo, yeah. You didn't leave his threatened area, so he just kind of like spins. But as you run and he turns around, he sees Jean flanking behind him.
No! Sorry, Jean.
Great job.
Is it my turn?
It is not.
Oh.
Sorry.
I thought it was my turn next.
No.
I panicked.
Will somebody please roll me a wisdom saving throw for Koyori?
Oh.
18.
That's a
An
wizard.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. That was very violent.
You trying to kill my little sister?
I think he is.
How rude.
Seeing one of your correspondents flee, Rich is going to ignore his mission as he's like, he says, "Hey, get back here!" And you see, what is Koyori's greatest fear? It would probably be the death of her sister. She's, as Gitsamani's corpse is sent and thrown directly at her, feeling real. She's thrown back against the wall of the tree. The wall of the tree. She's thrown back against the wall of the tree. Takes 11 points of damage as she is now left breathless. Literally have seen a ghost. And then he's going to use his movement to walk, directly in front of you, and he's going to lean in and say, "You're coming with me, or your friends are going to fucking die." Summer, it's your turn.
So I'm gonna take my daggers and I'm flying and I'm gonna throw them and try to blind him, so I'm gonna aim for his eyes.
Ooh.
Okay. That sounds cool. Let's do it. Go, roll a hit. And who are you throwing it at? Rich?
I got a 1.
You rolled a 1. Alright, you please roll for damage.
What's the damage?
I believe a dagger is a d4, especially because you're throwing it.
3.
Add your dex bonus.
4.
Alright, you wind up your little arm, this dagger, like half your size, with your fey powers, you shrunk it down to be more conservable, but you, Bruenor feels this little pin hit the back of his neck for 4 damage. It's like, you look around. What's that? Awesome.
I'm hungover from the wine.
Were you aiming for me?
Bruenor, what are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna say Cygnus, protect Koyori. And I'm gonna send my eagle just to like get in front of her and try to like defend anything that gets flown at her. It's gonna just like take the brunt.
Okay,
of
cool.
Anything.
Awesome. Alright. We can roll with that.
And then Bear is gonna just keep trying to attack this dude. And that's gonna be 19 to hit.
And 19 will hit. Woo! Please roll for damage.
Nice.
And then add Ursa Major's strength bonus as well.
Oh. So that's gonna be a D8. For 7 on the bite, and then he's gonna claw at him. Claw at him,
Yeah.
and then that's gonna do plus the strength.
Yep.
That's gonna do 18 damage
18 total.
total.
Awesome. You see as this bear kind of one of his claws managed to clip a little bit of the necklace that he has. And you can see that his ward kind of fades a little bit. He doesn't seem to be like too phased by it himself, but you see like the coloring, you know, the clear glistening around him has kind of been like slightly faded by this attack.
Okay.
You know, more than slightly. I'm gonna say majority faded.
Okay, and then I'm gonna cast hold person
Ooh.
on the red-haired guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so using my small straight piece of iron, slap it on my tablet, and I'm like, it's like burning up as my tablet's glowing, and I'm gonna do that at 3rd level.
Oh shit.
Is the other guy 30 feet within, like, are they 30 feet within each other?
They're about 50 feet away by now because the other one is standing on top of the stone wall
Okay, I'm gonna scratch that.
next to Summer.
Just do 2nd level then. And that's gonna be 26 to hit.
That'll hold.
Yeah. And then must succeed wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
So basically, he just can't move then.
Yeah.
Awesome. He, you know, is kind of. Wait, does he still have like movement, or is he just completely held?
Paralyzed.
Awesome.
You can do a saving throw right now. Wisdom saving throw right now. It has to be 16.
He did not get that.
Okay.
As I got one of my ones out. Right as he was kind of leaning into Ludicius, you see him kind of freeze in an angered kind of state as he kind of recognizes the magic that's taking hold on him. Many thoughts are racing through. You know, the rest of his body's frozen, but his eyes are still kind of darting around. Gene, what would you like to do? The Behir has now noticed your position as you were slumped down.
Well, am I able to just, use the poison shield and try to poison him? That is my intention.
Yeah, roll it.
And you said I get advantage this time?
No, because he spotted you.
Sorry.
Okay. Would I add my dex to that or my strength?
Strength.
Gets one's not the brightest.
And your proficiency.
19.
A 19 will do it. As you rush in, you kind of, he had spun around a little bit, so you managed to catch him when his chest was there. So you kind of rush up and you do a underneath, and you see that it kind of hits like, not a soft spot, but you see like his like flexible part, and you see it turn kind of irritated and upset. Please roll me a d8.
Okay. 5.
Alright, so 5 damage as the spores take place, and it will repeatedly do that till the each turn.
Okay.
So please remind me of that.
Keep rolling the d8 every time.
Yeah, each turn.
Okay. And then I wanna skirt out of there, or like try to go. Maybe like, can I try to like scurry away from him where he doesn't see me? Does that happen? Or he's pretty focused.
If you leave, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay, then I just wanna like tuck myself further under him where he can't see me.
That's pretty cool. Sure. Yeah. So you just I'm gonna like re-narrate and say that you like hit him and slid underneath, and now you're completely underneath, like laying on your back to this beast as he's basically spinning in a circle, chasing
around me.
Yeah, chasing Gitsamani. You are not getting stomped on. Essentially, it looks so large that you're
And
fine.
I'm holding the shield. It's fine.
Ludicius, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, at this point, I know pretty freaking fuck. Alright, my dad sent some pretty top guys here. It's not gonna be an easy fight, you know. So I'm gonna try one more time at diplomatic relations. But I wanna pick up my axe and I wanna ready that action.
What, to hit him?
Yeah, ready to hit him, and I'll be
Absolutely.
like, alright, I'll come with you, but you gotta call off your goons so they stop attacking my friends, and I'll come with you willingly. If you don't, we're gonna have to fight it out.
Please roll me an intimidation or persuasion with advantage, whichever is higher.
Finally, advantage. 20. Let's go.
You hold your warhammer right up to his face. You say what you said. He says, "Tell your friend to let me go, and we have a deal. I'll leave them alone. The Bahir goes away."
Deal.
I'm gonna say, I don't trust him.
No, it's cool. It's cool, Brunor. It's better off not fighting.
I'm gonna say, look what you did to Koyori.
That's a good point.
I'm trying to stop before anything gets worse. She's okay. She's just hurt. We can heal her. But if we keep going, I don't want anybody else to suffer more.
I'm not convinced at all.
You hear, "Xanthar, hold your cone," as you see like a little bit of frost coming from the tips of the mage on the stone. He's like readying, looking, eyeing up Summer, then bouncing back to Koyori and the bird and Muck, looking back at Summer. He's waiting and waiting and waiting, kind of puts his hand down.
Okay.
So I notice him like putting a spell away. I'm like, I don't like it. And I let it go.
Listen, Brunor. If I go, they stop. We can meet back up at your combs once you guys finish this mission. You gotta come over there anyways.
Alright, man.
Okay. So I go back to Birch. I'm like, so are we good? Call off the freaking beast.
Do you let go of your hold person?
Yeah, I did it when
Yeah.
he like released it. And I was like, I don't like it.
You hear him shout some Draconic, and then you hear some Draconic coming from the other mage that you guys actually had been revealed to you that was hiding in the thing, and you see, I guess, Jean and Gitsamani see this Bahir kind of get sucked back up in this little tiny flask that this mage had, as it disappears as quickly as it appeared. This beast, like sort of like a Tasmanian devil kind of thing, just like sucked up. You see the walls of stone come down. Koyori is like still pinned up from against the thing, and Muck's still on guard, you know. But everyone sort of congregates as he says, Rich says, "Alright, let me see your hands."
I'm like, no, I can walk.
He says, "This is how we're doing it."
He makes bad deals.
No, this is not how we're doing it. And I
Okay.
want to fucking roll some intimidation on that.
Okay, please do.
Thank you.
You gotta get over a 25. And he says, "You're nothing compared to your father. Now let's fucking go." And he grabs your wrist and slaps like magical shackles as they kind of like are tightly wrapped around as your hands are put together. And kind of like leashed sort of with this ethereal tether. He says, "We gotta go down this fucking mountain again."
I feel like this is excessive. I'm a fucking prince. Okay.
Who defiled the king?
Yeah, but we were alright. Alright, well then on my way out, can I still grab something from my bag quickly? Cause like I'm shackled.
Yeah, roll sleight of hand.
Ah, yeah, you're right. 7. Oh, I'm not done yet.
You just gotta get over 10.
Oh, that's too easy. 7.
What? Didn't get anything on that?
Oh man.
Right here.
I don't have sleight of hand. That's the thing.
Oh.
Just wait. Just you wait.
That's the one mage that was over by you guys kind of appears in a cloud next to Ludicius and the other mage as they approach. Very on guard. You two are still roughly 60, 50 feet away. Summer, you're still floating in the middle of the air where everything happened. Koyori is too scared to move.
Is my corpse, fake corpse, still sitting on here?
No, but the ectoplasm that he sent like with it is
Oh.
splattered all over the tree behind.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm at 7.
Yeah, you quick reach down, but then are yanked back by the ethereal tether. And he's like, "You're not playing no tricks on me." Really? Didn't even get above a 10?
I didn't get above a 10.
Oh,
I can't add anything to it. I don't have the thing checked.
You have Dex?
Yeah, you
You
got
have
your
Dex.
dex.
I have Dex.
What's your
That's your
Dex?
dex bonus.
Just Dex?
What's Dex?
Your
What
dex
is it?
modifier.
My Dex is 1.
Oh.
Oh.
Still
It's
good.
just
Eight. Yeah.
If it's
Uh,
under
My proficiency is doubled for any ability check that makes me choose one of the chosen
Ooh, you were
proficiencies.
supposed to be rolling disadvantage on all your stuff. But, it's fine.
Hold on, I said.
We're-
Yeah.
And he starts taking Ludicius back the way you guys came. Along with his mages.
My,
As they start walking, I'm like, are you sure about this, Odysseus?
I'm positive.
And with that, we're going to take a small intermission. We'll be right back. And we're back after a near devastating battle. Our party, -1, stands there, heavy breathing, as Koyori and Muck kind of approach the group as you all kind of assimilate in the middle of the field, roughly away from the crevasse. Behind you guys notice the bubbles have also disappeared. In the horizon, you guys see Ludicius, chained, shackled, head's a little slumped, being dragged away by what you can only assume to be someone of his father's guard, as well as a couple mages, as they are heading back the way you guys came. And then I'm going to put it back at the party. How are you guys feeling about this situation? What are you guys talking about?
I'm in shock that there's a giant lizard man that went into a flask.
Yeah, where'd that thing go?
Like, I'm just kind of standing there, just like, did that really just happen? Like, he's just gone.
We're really gonna let him go?
Do we even like
You guys, yeah, I guess you guys kind of came. I assume Brunor kind of like gave you a quick rundown of what he heard. Koyori kind of comes up to you guys. She's shaking, muck, like weaving in and out of her legs, just very concerned, like a therapy dog, just like.
Can I just put a potion in her hand and tell her to drink it?
Absolutely. And she is healed for 7 points of damage, which doesn't completely heal her, but kind of helps mend as she's just soothed by, like going down her throat, hitting her. You see her shaking, kind of stops a little bit. She's still trying to process what's happened. She's never been that close to death before. She's been in a couple scrapes and battles with you guys, but no one had like previously targeted her that hard. So she is very shaken at this moment.
I'm also gonna slurp a healing potion.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll a d4 and then add your wisdom to it.
Yeah, I'm full health.
Okay, awesome.
What the heck just happened?
What even is our next step now?
I guess we continue on.
Guess that means we don't take any more harpy fingers.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Too soon. Should we cross the bridges? Are there still bridges?
There are still bridges.
Multiple?
There's two. Very, I guess you guys would need to roll a perception check when you get a little bit closer to check the status of them. But you guys are speaking very softly, very solemnly, as you guys, even though Ludicius is alive, feel like you have a legitimate loss of a party member at this moment. So you guys, I'm assuming, are going to continue trekking on?
Yes, but we're gonna get our revenge in the future.
Okay. Koyori says, what about the banana people? Can they help?
I don't think so. Maybe.
It's not really their fight.
They might get mushed.
Yeah.
You guys go over to the bridges. You guys kind of approach like this giant rock that has like a bunch of steps kind of leading up roughly 30 feet if you guys wanted to get like a slightly better vantage point. That kind of like standing in front of these two bridges as they kind of go across, you guys see a more stable wooden kind of platform that connects to the bridges to help you get across. But please roll a perception check on the bridges.
Mod 20.
11.
6.
9.
These two see the holes in the wood, but they think the ropes are pretty strong, so they think they can just kind of like just make it across, no big deal. Brunor knows you probably want to go one at a time, otherwise we're gonna have difficulty crossing each bridge.
Say, I don't know a lot about bridges, but this is pretty sketchy. So I'm gonna go first, and we should probably, just do one at a time so we don't all fall to our deaths.
How deep is the hole?
You peer over the ledge. I'm assuming you guys made your way onto like more stable wood platform as you guys approach the bridges. You kind of lean over as you see just kind of like dark, like as it kind of like gets deeper and deeper and deeper. But you can hear running water at the very bottom of it, very, very faintly. You probably can't gauge it necessarily, but you don't think it's a good fall.
Yep.
How far is it across the bridge? How long is it?
I have an answer for you. Roughly 120 feet.
Okay. Does anyone have another rope?
I have a big rope.
How long is it?
Is it 50?
I think that's standard.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I have a 50-foot rope too. We could tie it to an arrow and shoot it across.
That
I-
doesn't make the
In case we
hole.
fall.
I also have a rope,
There we go. That would make it 120 feet.
so if you want to give me that bar, I can just walk across, tie the rope to myself.
Mm-hmm.
You guys hold on as we tie them together,
Mm-hmm.
and then once I get to the other side, we can tie it to the
Sounds good.
Lose it. Hand with the bar I'm holding.
Please roll me. What do I want this to be exactly?
Unsure.
Please roll me an acrobatics check, Bruinor, as you tie the and have the bar of holding in your hand. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Did you narrate that you were keeping the bar of holding on one side and then you're going to the other side, or are you bringing it with you?
No, they're gonna hold on to the rope,
Okay,
and then I'm gonna walk with the bar holding over to the other side.
smart.
Okay, so that's gonna be acrobatics. Just an 8.
You walk across with the rope. You know, you're holding on to both sides. You know, you're kind of shaking as you take each step.
Well, I'm gonna keep my hand on the thing, ready to click.
Of the
if I
bar
fall.
holding. Oh, smart. You step, creaking and cracking is getting louder as you get, towards the middle of the bridge. You take one step over a double, so you kind of have to make like a little bit of a leap. You land, your foot slips from the dewy moss that's kind of like growing on this particular block, and you start to lose your grip, and you actually start falling. Click! You catch yourself about 5 feet below. You had like completely fallen, so you had like holding on with one hand to the bar of holding. Please make a strength check.
Don't lose my bar.
The bar is not going anywhere.
15.
15, you're able to hold your grip.
For how long?
I'm gonna have him keep rolling if you guys take too long.
Oh no. Okay.
Is
Okay.
he still attached to the rope?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, do you guys got me?
We got you.
Let's try to pull him up collectively, like all of us. You think?
Okay, so he's a little bit
That's a good
below,
idea.
and the rope is connected. So you're kind of gonna he's gonna probably have to like either unclick and let go.
How
and
far did I
swing
get?
back.
Wait, what is this?
You're halfway.
What is this bar loop?
It's about a foot, actually 2 feet long. A foot and a half long. Iron or
It's
steel
like
rod.
A metal pipe
Yeah.
with a
With-
button on the end.
Can I try to like
Like get yourself up.
Ninja Warrior,
Like.
where I'm like, click, click.
That's really cool. Roll me. You gotta do me something cool, man. You gotta hit me with a strength or an acrobatics.
Okay. We're gonna go acrobatics.
It's gotta be 8. You click, but then you realize your finger doesn't hit the button correctly as you swing back. Like with the velocity you swing, you're about 60 feet as you crash into the wall, like on that side. You take roll me a d12 and that much damage. He was halfway.
Oh.
And now there is actually no, nothing broke. I lied.
11.
Yeah, you take 11 damage as you, one of the sharp rocks really hits you in the middle of the back, kind of hitting one of your pressure points as you're in pain.
Ow.
Awesome. Will you two roll me a strength check?
Wait, did he hit the bridge or the wall?
He hit the wall or like the rock of the crevice as he kind of like swung backwards.
Oh, he fell that far.
Well, he was about 60 feet out.
Halfway, so it's just like.
Pendulum. It's physics.
all physics.
As my mom says, life is physics.
What do you want me to roll?
Strength check, both of you two.
19.
7.
Jean's grip is like immediately kind of like burned as your hands kind of hurt as the rope is just tugged way too hard as you weren't expecting such a failure out of Bruinor. However, Gitsamani manages to hold tight. However, she's going to be rolling with disadvantage to keep him up unless somebody does something cool. Bruinor, please roll me a strength check to hold on to the rope.
I feel like you should have tied the rope around you.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is tied around you.
Yeah.
You're right. You don't have to do that. You're just kind of dangling there now. Now you're just kind of spinning. Your head's kind of
Is he
bouncing
upside
to the
down?
side. No, he's like stomach. Like Catch Me If You Can style.
Kind of like bent over.
Yeah.
But
But will you roll me a strength check to pull him back up?
Yeah. Really sad.
Not right now.
Do I roll a d6?
Uh,
does that
yeah, that's how I want to play this right now.
Okay, so roll a d6.
And then add that to your roll.
16.
That was a DC 15, by the way, so yeah, I was really lucky.
Good job.
You grab him and you get him up like another 30 feet. I'm assuming Jean kind of helps you, and at that point, you guys are able to, I'm going to narrate that you guys are able to pull him back up. As you guys are kind of like taking in the severity of this bridge, you know, maybe second guessing things. The party is kind of, you know, probably has to talk about the strategy a little bit. However, we're going to cut to Brunor. Or not Brunor, we're going to cut to Odysseus, chained and shackled with your father's men. As you guys are walking out of the basin towards the place you came, you guys at this point are kind of nearing, I'm going to say the lot's a little bit fast, but you're now out of sight, out of mind of the party. You see Britch, you know, he's given you off to one of the mages, so he pulls out one of the little illusionary devices and makes a call. You hear a before you see 3D illusion of Solomon pop up, your father, and Britch says, "Yeah, we got him. It was totally awesome. He folded like a piece of cake." Solomon says, "Good. That's what I pay you for. Please bring him back to me. He will be disciplined fully. Can he hear me?" And he says, "He should be." And he says, "Odysseus, your dad."
What's up, Pops?
And he says, "Do you see what happens when you disobey me?"
Yep. What do you want from me anyways? We were trying to get you seeds, and we're gonna take them to Yacombs to go help it out.
We do not need to help Yacombs. We need to conquer Yacombs. We need your loyalty, and your pure disobedience is example of exactly opposite of that. How are we supposed to take this world over as our own and usher the new reign of Cain when you will not follow simple instructions?
Found some pretty strong party members. I think they'd be able to help.
What makes you think they will be loyal to the cause when you do not even listen to me?
We're loyal to each other.
But you're not loyal to me.
I'm loyal to the House of Kings. What I'm doing is for the benefit of the kingdom.
Your actions say otherwise. From now on, you will be cut off from our fortune until you prove your loyalty to me.
Damn.
With that, Britch kind of reaches to your pocket and rips off your bag of holding.
That's rude.
Yep. And he takes it and he goes and he says, "Yeah, I did a pretty good job though, Solomon. So you know, Britch has got your back." And Solomon says, "Yes, Britch. Now please hurry up." And your dad disappears. He kind of like puts it away. He's like, he's a little cranky, huh?
Seriously. What do I know about these chains, these magical chains around?
Roll me an Arcana check.
14.
Ooh, that was high enough. You know that these are an illusion made real, similar to your kind of like what you call your ghost crew. So they do like have this weird physical manifestation. However, they can probably be dispelled by a dispel magic spell or a counter spell or something of that nature.
So I would need a spell to break it. I can't break it physically.
If you roll on something high, possibly. Chains were meant to be broken.
Exactly. Well then, I want to try to roll to break out of these chains.
Alright, roll me a quick perception check.
18. 22.
With a 22, you guys are approaching the incline that Jean rolled and ate shit on, and you managed to surf down perfectly. You see your little board that you surfed down still there. You also smell something very fruity. Kind of fill the air as you kind of look up and you see kind of like the shadows dancing along the basin cave wall.
Okay. Well, obviously my intent is hope to break out of these chains and hop on that boogie board. So I would like to try.
Awesome. Roll me a strength check.
Do I add strength?
Yeah, add your proficiency and strength. And you know, this might be a time to use an inspiration point.
Okay. Okay. And I add strength.
Mhm.
And my prof, I know, and it's
And a D6 for your inspiration.
Can we get a drum roll, guys?
Ooh, do I add them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 9 plus 8. What's that? 17 plus 6. 24.
With a 24, how do you do it?
So I'm still on this guy's back, right?
No, you were walking. You had been led because you willingly gave yourself up. So you know you're just being like escorted by the two mages while Britch is walking abreast.
Okay. Well, I do it very slyly, actually. So I keep my hands as if they're still chained, and I just break them, but I keep my hands there,
Absolutely.
so they think that I'm still chained.
Okay.
Uh,
Fuck. Nobody notices as you break the illusion and the spell kind of like fades from around your wrists. You're keeping them in place. However, you know, they're kind of distracted by the overall ambiance of the place. You know, it is a striking beauty, the basin you guys are in, by the way. This is just like one of the sights of the world of Uva. And then you guys are slowly starting to kind of ascend that initial drop from before. As you guys are making your way back down the mountain, but you have to go up this part.
do I have any additional actions?
Yeah, we're not in combat. Anything.
Okay. Well then, first off, I was gonna go willingly, right? But then they cut me off for my money, and now I'm pretty fucking pissed. So I changed my mind right then and there. That phone call just kind of did it. So I'm going to try to escape.
Without your money.
Oh, I'm gonna try to take my money back.
Risky. Okay, so then I guess as a DM, I'll kind of put it in terms. I'll let you dash. You know, one option, use your action to dash and double your movement speed to get as far away from them as possible because they're unaware that you broke out of the chains. However, if you want to try to steal your money back from Britch, you're only going to be, and if you do that successfully or fail, you'll only be able to move your full movement speed away, which is the same as theirs.
So they can still catch me.
I guess the mages are slightly slower, but Britch's movement speed is the same as yours.
So Bridge can catch me if I messed up.
Just think about your next move carefully. While Odysseus plans his next move, we're gonna focus back on the
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to get you a paper towel.
He
We're
was
gonna-
so in shock, he just spit it all out.
We're gonna go back to the party as Bruenor is catching his breath after being winded from, slapping against the rock.
Just use my check.
Peter, what?
Are you good?
There's some rocks in there.
It's okay.
I feel bad.
Sounds great.
So what would Jean Gitsamani and Summer like to do as Bruenor is still kind of recoiling from that whole thing?
I'm slurping health potions.
You're drinking from your endless decanter, just like.
Nice. And
fist it?
Yep.
Straight up.
So he's back on the bridge now, right?
He's back with you guys on your little ledge.
Oh, we pulled him all the way around?
Successfully.
Why not just back up onto the bridge halfway?
Because he like swang down.
How I'm picturing it is it's
Like
a
it
rope
was-
bridge.
Mm.
There's ropes on both sides, and there's ropes holding the slats, and he fell through the slats, so there was something on either side preventing him from swinging sideways, but he could
Okay.
still swing back.
We can do that, but it's gonna break that bridge's wood a whole lot, or we can go how I
Oh.
narrated it.
Okay, we'll go with that, I guess.
I mean, it'll just make it harder to cross if you continue on that bridge.
Yeah. So he's back with us.
I'm gonna give you.
I'm down for either. You know, that's a very good point. So I'll let you have the choice as the party. Like he can be like a quarter of the way there. However, the DC to cross that bridge is vastly increased, or you can just have him be back on your side.
I'll just be back on this.
Yeah, just be
Come
back.
back, yeah.
Why did we let our biggest party member go?
I'm giving you
That's
your
what I
bar
was about to
holding
ask.
back. Like, I don't know this.
I take it.
That bar of holding's come in handy quite a few times actually.
Yeah. I want to tie the rope to myself and
Okay.
use my nimbleness to just like.
Your little halfling nimbleness.
Wait. Are you too small to hold the rope and carry?
That's
Can
what I've
she
been
do
wondering.
that? Is it too heavy to like drag?
I'm gonna. See. I was gonna have her be able to fly across, but if she's gonna be holding a rope, she'll be making strength checks along the way.
If you fly across, how can we? Can she tie the rope if we connect it to an arrow, like Jean said, and then have her tie it around a tree on the other side of a rock or something?
Sure. You can do whatever.
Does that sound good? You want to fly across, and then we'll shoot the. Let's shoot the arrow first, and then you fly across. So I don't hit you / Jean doesn't hit you.
Works for me.
Gina, we rolled it.
We tie the rope onto the arrow.
What do I add to it? Dex.
Dex and proficiency.
This is too much
Oh,
brain
that'll
power
be
for
the end of the
Vizmani.
At the very end of the bundle.
Of the, just like the part that's not really doing anything, but like you're just holding it.
Exactly.
Just to feel
In
part.
case it doesn't make it.
Okay, smart.
I got 11.
My DC was 13, but I'll let this one slide as you. Instead of like making it and like doing a perfect arc
Yeah.
across and landing in the grass on the other side, you're gonna hit it like kind of, and it sticks into the wall, just probably like 10 feet below where you were kind of picturing. But it did make it across with the rope tied on.
Okay.
Are you strong enough
Am I able to pull it out?
Probably.
Well, I guess I'm gonna fly over there and attempt to pull it out and bring it up so I can get across.
Please roll me a quick con save, would you?
I'm gonna say, do you want me to make you bigger?
Hey, she got an
Ooh.
She got a nat 20. She buzzes across, completely ignoring the gusts of wind coming from the crevasse below. As she makes it, she, kind of lands on the arrow, does a little jig as she reaches in for it, and then she yanks it out completely. I'm gonna say, she just kind of, with a 20, nat 20, you make it all the way across, and you're able to stick it where it's supposed to go. And you're safely on the other side. To your left, about 40 feet away, you see these boulettes just kind of eating the grass.
Armadillos. Okay. Oh, wait, the armadillos are on the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're by me.
Now we climb / walk across.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you guys just want to go across with holding onto the rope as guidance. Then please roll me. Well, let me know how you do it first, actually.
Can I say, tie it down? 'Cause it's just
Yeah.
sticking in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tie it down as fast as I can with my little fairy fingers.
To like a rock. or
Sweet. Yeah, you find a little stump kind of sticking out that you kind of
Mhm.
kick, and you're like, this is good. You tie it around it. Life's good. So now you guys will have advantage on your acrobatics check as you guys go across.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to just start grabbing onto the rope and just go just across.
Yeah, easy. Is anyone following her like right away, or are you gonna let her do her Sweet. You hold it. You get to the point where Bruenor failed, and in your head you're like, gotta show this fucker. And then I like this narrating this. I'm gonna say this. You let go of the rope, do one flip, land. Just like 1 foot out, like a swan. Kind of look back, and you give a glance and grab the rope again, and continue your way across. Life's good. Gene, will you please roll me?
Yes, I would like to go next. Acrobatics.
With advantage.
Ooh, nat 20.
Ah,
My stuff
absolutely.
makes it 27 if that does anything for you.
Yeah. Instead of taking the bridge, you think this rope is a safer option. So Gene, on all fours, kind of bends over and just scurries across the rope, making it safely next to Summer.
Sweet.
Bruenor.
I'm just like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
You can do it.
Koyori says, fine, let me go then. Pretty much effortlessly, however, very cautiously, very, very cautiously, she holds on to the rope, and at certain points kind of uses it to swing herself across, like the larger gaps, because she's very small, just like the halflings are.
Yeah.
She's not going to be doing flips like her older sister, but she makes it across.
Muck too.
Muck makes it.
Nice. Is Bruenor like the biggest here?
Yeah, he's the biggest.
Okay. Can we like double secure the rope, or like can I hold it, or
Sure, roll me advantage
Just to
and a
make
d6.
sure.
I'll hold on to it too.
Because you're being so supported.
yes?
I didn't think
And
that's
then I'll
supportive.
say hold it tight.
Okay. 15.
Bruenor.
I'm just gonna like shuffle across. Like 6 inches at a time, just like.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking almost 15 minutes to cross, Bruenor inches his way safely to the other side.
Ooh.
Woo! About time.
All of the party makes it across, Muck included, as you guys are still kind of like the fact that Odysseus isn't with you making these saves is kind of like a piece is missing from your puzzle, And speaking of Odysseus, what is Odysseus going to do after he managed to break free of the ethereal tethers around his arms?
So if I try to steal my bag back, is that an action? Would I have to use that as an action?
Mhm.
That's why I couldn't dash.
That's how I was playing it.
With that perception that I had rolled earlier, how far is the board from me?
Your little boogie board,
Yeah.
probably like 10 feet.
Okay. As far as the terrain, it's foresty, right?
Okay, yeah. Like it's like kind of gravelly a little bit, but it's getting darker, and around this area in the basin, you know that it starts to freeze at night. It's very, very cold.
I forgot how mountains work.
And there's snow.
Yeah, right.
There's snow like around on like a little bit higher of elevation. However, I guess I'll just give you that for free that there is like a little bit of ice forming as it's now. I'm gonna say it's getting darker. It's about sunset.
Okay. But there's no snow where I'm at.
No snow directly.
No.
It's frosty.
No.
It's frosty.
Okay.
Slippery.
And then last question for the DM: what did my bukkake do? I got 1d8 plus 2 acid damage.
With a range of 10 feet, Odysseus's penis is a deadly force to be reckoned with. So it does 1d8 plus X acid damage.
Just shoots it out. Okay. Dangerous move here. So I'm gonna try to steal it. You know, at this point, I'm already a prisoner. Worst case scenario is they're gonna put more cuffs on me. You know what I'm saying?
They're surprised. Roll me sleight of hand with advantage.
Sleight of hand, not stealth.
Dex.
Dex.
Yeah, I'm giving you advantage. Sleight of hand. Because you gotta like steal it real quick.
Ooh. 18.
What do you do after you attempt to grab the bag of holding?
Can I try to steal two things at once, or only one thing?
What else are you trying to grab?
Trying to grab that motherfucker's file with that beast.
One of the mages has that.
Okay, so then
I like where your brain's going though.
I would like to use an action surge, which gives me an additional action.
Oh my god.
And
Bets.
I would then like to try to steal the little vial from the mages right after this one, whether it works or not. I'm gonna try to do it all at once.
Roll me sleight of hand with advantage. He's surprised.
Nat 20. Let's go.
All right. What happened? What? And then you still have one action left.
So then, yeah, with that, right, I'm going to then, if I successfully steal it or not, I gotta dip at this point, right? So I'm gonna jump onto the board. Afterwards, use my movement to get on the board, and before I leave, I'm gonna use my Bukake. And I'm going to shoot it at them so it falls on the ground and it melts the ground. So now the trees fall on top of them as it's freezing.
Interesting.
Damn, that's got some spread.
It's got some spread.
You hear them kind of mumbling, talking about what sort of rations they have left for dinner, you know, and how damn we're getting way lower than I thought. But completely caught off guard, Ludicius quick turns, grabs, and because of the way you guys are standing, Britch was on your right, the mage was on your left. You reached with both your hands, your bag of holding back, and this little vial that had the Behir inside of it. You grab them, you dash, you manage to jump on top of your board, which gave you an extra 10 feet of movement with your momentum. So I'm going to say you're roughly 40 feet away now as you are on it and slide. And then you quick try to do a twist. Please roll me a quick dexterity check.
14? Or, yeah, 14?
You turn, and you face them, and then because you hate these men so much, you would like to see these mages die. Your dick starts to get so, pop hard, and it pokes through the very flappy pants that you have as it. You load up and you shoot. Please roll for damage, actually.
What is the +2 acid damage?
Means it does +2 acid damage.
Plus 2
I don't
whenever
add that
you
to
roll.
Oh, I do.
Add it to your D8.
1 + 2 is 3. Do I add dex or anything to that?
No, it's the +2. So with that,
3.
what do you say as you were on your board, you spun around to face them as your momentum is still taking you the other way, away from them, towards where the party were coming? What do you yell at them?
Tell my dad I'll be there when I feel like it. I'm gonna flick him off and then Bukake them.
Bursting from your cock, your acidic semen splashes onto one of the mages, burning into his face for 3 damage.
Put some warnings on this portion.
I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Do I add anything to it? Oh,
Dex.
come on. 2.
Hope you got another load in there.
Actually, do I got about 7 more
Before you die.
Yeah.
You need to save some to attack your dad.
One of the mages looks at you and says, wait, how many spell slots do you have? Okay, awesome. One of the mages looks at you, whips up his hand, and you see little frosty snowflakes, reminiscent of what you see on the peaks above, form as he aims at you, and you see a cone of cold start to emit from his hand. Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that just make him slide faster?
No. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I add anything to it? Oh, my constitution. Do I have proficiency to it?
No.
You're proficient in it.
Nope.
Can you be proficient
No.
in constitution?
go.
Nat 20. Mod 22.
That's lit.
So, I ain't dying today. I'm dead with this mother trucker. They took my money? You don't play like that. I was about to go.
Why are you making so many rolls?
Ludicius, you feel as this cone of cold blasts frigid wind at your face, your ears start to feel frostbitten, your cheeks get very, very rosy. You feel the blood, kind of like draining. You feel very hot, hot, hot as you take 15 points of damage from this cone.
With a nat 20.
Mm-hmm. The other mage says, "It didn't have to be like this." His hand winds up. You see a frosty cone appear in his hand. Please make another Constitution saving throw.
19.
What's going on?
You take 14 more points of damage as you are blasted, doubling the amount of damage.
Why was there 8 rolls?
What's the purpose of the saving throw?
Oh, it's halved.
You didn't die immediately.
Trucker's gonna kill me with 1 shot each.
What is your HP at?
15.
Lovely. It's your turn. You're on your board, you're facing them, you still have your goodies, your hands are damn near frozen over them.
So my bukake was supposed to melt the ground, and the trees were supposed to fall on them. Did that just not happen?
No, because there were no trees directly. You guys were in like kind of an open path as you guys were ascending.
This is rough. But I can still like move, right? They attacked me, but like the attack's not still ongoing, right?
I think it's still big.
Or is it like a constant attack? I have to break this attack. Can I like?
You can keep running.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Well then, man, I gotta pull up all the stops right now. I'm going to dash.
I'm gonna say because you're on your board, you also have plus 10 feet of movement speed.
So that's 40 feet.
Yeah, so if you dash, it'll be 80 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna dash that 80 feet, and I am going to use my second wind, which is as a bonus action. I may roll 1d10 plus level to regain my HP.
Yep, so 10 plus 5.
Go.
D10 and add 5 to that.
Yeah, because you're level turn, quick throw your bag of holding back in its slot. You still have the vial in your hand. You wind up, do a couple pumps. You're about 80 feet out from the party, who is just bewildered at what you just did.
I have to tell your dad what you did.
That's an awkward conversation.
Play some new pops.
They already called him, like said it was done.
As you skirt away, you hear faintly, "Hey! Leave him alone!" And then you see Britch get smacked with an Eldritch Blast right in the side of the face. As on one of the outlooks, reminiscently, you see Ralph kind of like just do a quick fire at him, you know. He says, "Fuck you doing?" At like the group. He doesn't necessarily see you, but he saw you initially.
Who's Ralph again?
Banana.
Yeah, I thought so.
As he takes damage. Not a lot of damage, unfortunately. Britches, though, you see his beard kind of start a little bit on fire, and he's like, "Ah! Shit," and kind of like puts it out. And then it's his turn. He looks at you, his primary mission, then looks up, very confused at what to do. Dude, he is so confused at everything that's going on. He grabs his face, and he says to the mages, "Stop Ludicius!" And he turns to face the, he stops to face the creature that attacked him, which he has no idea. And he's going to cast Poison Spray on our boy here. You see shooting like real poison from his hands, you know, just kind of muddying the area around, but completely missing the figure. But however, it's getting kind of hard to see at this point from your kind of vision. It's a little bit far. But then it's going to be the mages. What's your AC?
16.
Alright, first guy misses. The first mage, you see in their other hand, you know, polar opposite of the cone of cold, you see a firebolt kind of rear up. One whizzes past you. The other one, as you're turning, kind of looks back, hits you in the chest for 12 points of damage as it pushes you 10 feet further, however, with momentum. As you are now sliding kind of down, continuously downhill, so you're about 90 feet away from them. But they're going to take their movement to run after you, which is 25 feet, so do the math.
So I need to get back up though to the rest of the party.
No, you're going back. You're heading in the direction of the party currently.
Okay.
Yep. In Ludicius, it's now your turn.
I'm gonna dash again.
You're going. You continuously dash another 80 feet away. None of their spells are within range. And they are pretty much out of spell slots as you manage to escape from Britch and the mages. You see them running after you, however, with your speed and your dashing, you are just faster than them. Running. You sort of catch up. Not catch up, I apologize. You get to the crevasse that you saw earlier. You see a rope. Did you guys pick up your rope
No.
at the end of it?
That was the intent. We hadn't gotten there
I
yet.
mean, we wouldn't be able to get the other side.
So, sitting on the other side as you approach, you know, passing a couple stone landmarks, I guess you could say. You know, passing by, you see a really rickety bridge and another rickety bridge, as well as a more stable sort of platform over this crevasse. You see your party. Behind you, roughly, 300 to 500 feet, the mages are, and Britch are pursuing. Would you, I'm assuming you want to cross,
Do they see the rope?
I don't know, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I want to cross. But before I cross, I'm assuming the mages are tracking me somehow, and so I take my dad's my little emblem that I used to contact my father, and I chuck it in the creek so I can't be tracked anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, broken.
All right. It's not how I wanted this session to go. That's cool though. Please roll me an acrobatics check or an athletics check to get across with advantage.
Okay.
Do you yell anything to the party as you're crossing?
Miss me?
Woo! Koyori's kind of like tearing up a little bit.
Her first real adult friend has returned.
I say, you sly son of a gun! I knew what a gun was.
15.
Yeah, you grab on, you kind of use your weight to kind of like ride it as your hand is still frozen, so you have a little bit of ice kind of blocking it as you, the friction sort of melts it, so towards the end it burns a little bit, but Odysseus is strong as he pulls it, and you kind of like ride it all the way across. You land, now the bridges, now you're just across the bridges. You guys still see some boulette just kind of.
So as he did that, I'm gonna produce flame, and the second he gets across that bridge, I'm burning our end. Like,
No, I gotta keep the rope.
I don't care.
If they catch us, we're dead.
Fair.
I just start burning it all.
Yeah.
We just lost
You
a
burn.
Well, then we
150
start
rope.
pulling the rope of what we have left. Can we
Yeah.
salvage any of it?
Roll me a quick strength check to see if you're able to like rip it off the other support. Roll with advantage, whoever's doing it.
Okay.
Okay, you can.
24.
Yeah, you manage to like unhinge it from the boulder, while Bruenor is burning all four contacts with the two bridges as they're just kind of like sort of crumble and slap as they kind of fade away.
We run.
Yeah. Why?
Immediately.
Why does the party thing?
I'm
They're
like,
scary.
let's get out of here, bro.
Let's go. They're coming in hot. I bukake them suckers.
And that's where we're gonna end it today. We're gonna shoot it over to Abio. Trin, you want to give him a camera?
Please make sure to.
Now you're good. Now you're good.
Hey, go ahead.
Please make sure to subscribe over here.